China's move to disqualify elected politicians in Hong Kong has again drawn sharp criticism from the West. Britain says China has once again breached the Sino-British Joint Declaration, but Beijing says comments from foreign powers are unreasonable.
没有任何一个国家会对包括议员在内的公职人员违背誓言、背叛国家的行径视而不见。在美国，国会议员必须效忠美国的宪法。 在英国，任何人拒绝效忠英国女王将无法就任议员。
All of Hong Kong's pro-democracy lawmakers have quit after Beijing's resolution disqualifying 4 of their colleagues. But for some, the resignation will only take effect from December 1st because of administrative matters. Without the pan-Democrats, only 2 opposition members remain in LegCo. Roland Lim has more.
The mass resignation, a show of protest against intolerance towards opposing voices in the Legislative Council. A day earlier, China's top lawmaking body ruled that Hong Kong legislators who promoted or supported Hong Kong independence or refused to acknowledge China's sovereignty over Hong Kong and would ask external forces to interfere in its affairs should be ousted. And that led to the sacking of 4 pan-democratic lawmakers. Convener of the pan-democratic camp, Wu Chi-wai, said that he hopes that the mass resignation will show the world how ridiculous it was for the National People's Congress Standing Committee forcing out 4 of its opposition lawmakers. And that Beijing, he says, has completely destroyed one country, 2 systems, which allows for greater freedoms here compared to other mainland cities.
The separation of power is a very constitutional power that Hong Kong people can enjoy to check and balance the government act. But today, 2 days after, we lost our check and balance power, and all the power, constitutional powers in Hong Kong is all rested in the chief executive's hand. And we all know that the chief executive in Hong Kong, because of the constitutional arrangement, is basically a puppet coming from the central government.
Mr. Wu said that the 19 Democrats will continue its fight for democracy, but outside of the Legislative Council chamber. Both Chief Executive Carrie Lam and LegCo President Andrew Leung have dismissed the suggestion, though, that the Legislative Council will become nothing more than a rubber-stamping legislature, adding that the pro-establishment camp would provide all the opposition needed when it came to the scrutiny of government bills. Now, the remaining LegCo of 51 members is still able to function because, according to the rules of quorum, the main chamber only requires half of those members to be present. And while committee meetings, smaller group meetings, will only need a minimum of 20 members to continue. Meanwhile, foreign politicians, including UK Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab, have criticised Beijing's decision to disqualify the 4 opposition lawmakers. And the US is warning of further sanctions against China, which it said had flagrantly violated Hong Kong's autonomy. Maria Tam, a deputy director of the Basic Law Committee and helped to draft the city's mini constitution, said that any plans for judicial reviews or appeal against the standing committee's decision will almost certainly fail. A previous challenge in the local courts here over the standing committee's decision to allow mainland law to be applicable within areas of the West Kowloon high-speed rail project was dismissed back in 2018 because the courts here ruled that it had no power to determine a national ruling outside of Hong Kong's laws.